Meanwhile, artificial intelligence is transforming sectors ranging from tech to manufacturing and automation. However, it's also making an impact across workplaces, schools, and in sports. Joining me to talk about all of this is Robert Kramer, VP and Principal Analyst at Moor Insights and Strategy. Joins me here at the desk. Robert, thanks for being here.
Thank you. What a great experience to be here. The ambiance, the backdrop.
It's a fun place to be. We're lucky here. So, we're talking about AI is a disruptor, and I think that the jumping off point for me is the question that I'm constantly asking, but I think a lot of people are asking is AI taking jobs or is it just changing them? What's the answer?
I would say reshaping.
Okay.
So, in a way, from a manual task perspective, it's probably most likely going to take a lot of those repetitive jobs that are having an abundance of manual tasks, but it's going to reshape and more strategically align the workforce to work with humans and robots. There's something called Industry 5.0, which is a collaboration between humans and robots. It actually allows the humans to be more strategic, to work with the robots, to collaborate a little bit more, to make the workforce more strategic. So I would advise companies to reinvest in AI to help the workforce be more strategic.
What industries are considered safest? I know which ones are considered most at risk, as you kind of made reference to, but what are safest?
I don't know if there's a safest. I think the reinvest is important. So manufacturing, you can take advantage of AI to be helping with forecast, inventory control, the financial institutions to help with risk and compliance, for the healthcare industry to help out with healthcare patient records, etc. So I don't know if any of them are going to be able to avoid it. It's one of those things. It's a tool that it's out there and it's going to be known to actually take advantage of it. But for it to be actually successful, the data platforms have to be high quality because data is the feed into AI.
I'm curious because there's this ongoing debate as it relates to using AI in schools. Is using the ChatGPTs of the world considered cheating?
I would say it should only be used to augment, but not to replace. The students need to have boundaries because right now I'm not sure that they feel they do. And I do think it can actually be known as cheating because the students have the responsibility and also the university does. Do you want your kids to be paying $3,000 a credit hour to be using AI to write all their papers? So I am a professor at a university. We actually have tools to tell us how much AI is used for that paper. But there has to be boundaries where they need to be known how much they're using, so you kick it back to the students to rewrite it.
And then if they've used too much, what do you do then?
Well, that's a great question. Am I their parent? Or they need to understand what the rules are. What I like to do is have them do presentations as well, so they have to know the information. It's a problem.
Okay.
So the boundaries have to be set. There has to be more governance, and I'm not sure that's delineated as of yet.
And how is it being used in sports? Because that's not as obvious to me, at least.
Well, that's a great question as well, because if you look at like Wimbledon, you look at baseball, how far do you take it from the nostalgia standpoint? Do we want the balls and strikes to be calculated from an AI? But in a sense, do we want the players to not be gotten the right call because of how hard they work? So a call at first base, do we want them to be out because they were out or because the umpire made the wrong call? So it's being used to factor into all these calls, lines at Wimbledon, things of that nature. One of the things that I do like it is, so say for instance, for all the statistics, all those happening in baseball, football, that's helping player decisions, health records, things of that nature. So it's actually being a big deal from that perspective.
And just to clarify, for someone who doesn't actually watch sports, is it being used as an umpire right now, calling balls and strikes, for example?
It is not at the major league level, but it's being used as a proof of concept.
Interesting.
But it's a big deal because when you use AI to kind of get down to the basics of all the stats, so player information, which players should be used on what downs in football, which players have health problems at certain times. It will help you actually with decision making on who to draft, things of that. So how
Probably
far do you take
fantasy teams as well, I would assume.
But from a perspective of how far do you want to take it from the nostalgia? I mean, we grew up going to the games and seeing the umpires make bad calls. So do we want that? But sometimes we do.
Yeah, I can't I guess you'd have to fight with a machine then instead of the actual person. Robert Kramer, really appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Great to have you in with us. That was Robert Kramer, VP and Principal Analyst at Moor Insights and Strategy.